Every time I get a chance to come live and talk to you guys, let me adjust this little bit. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Um, every time I get a chance to come to you guys with topics, I always, some of them kind of sporadic, spur of the moment. Some of them are a little bit more planned, and then some of them are kind of heartfelt. This message right here go to all content creators, especially if you are an African American male. This message will resonate probably with a lot of people. However, to that specific or to our specific gender and race, I want to talk to real quick. And I'm hoping that you guys are patient as we have this conversation. I was sent a link about an African American male who died in Louisiana that was tased, that was beat up. Um, and this happened, I think, either a month or a year before the George Floyd situation or whatever, and nothing was done about it. And now I guess it's coming out. Somebody basically, I guess their conscience got the best of them, and now they're kind of coming out and they're speaking. I have um, this footage of this black man begging for his life, telling the police officers that he's afraid, that he is scared, that I am your brother. As these men who are in a position to protect and serve violently beat him up. Now I don't know. It looks like, I don't know if this is it or not. Hold on. I have no idea if that's it or not. I had it loaded, but I don't think I can play it while I'm live with you guys. But I wanted to come and have a conversation with you guys in regards to the conversation, because a lot of people say, they don't see men having a real conversation. Yes, yeah. The brother from Louisiana. I had the video loaded up. For some reason, it's not playing. I can try to see if I can get it to load up. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can do this real quick. Looks like it's gonna play.
Mr. Green was, to some degree, even though he had just finished leading police officers on a lengthy and a high-speed chase, his inclination at that particular point was to acquiesce to what the officers wanted.
Let me see your hands! Put your hands behind your back, bitch! Give me your fucking hands! Put your hands behind your back. Taser. Put your hands behind your back. Behind your back. You're about to get it again if you don't put your fucking hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back.
We're gonna get into it, Rodney. We're gonna get into it.
I'm sorry.
What's problematic for me is that Mr. Green is now left on the ground, on his stomach, handcuffed in a prone position. And officers are trained throughout the United States that once there's a struggle of this nature, the individual's handcuffed, that you need to push him off onto his side or get him in a sitting position so you can allow that breathing to be unimpeded by his own body weight. And that didn't happen for at least, based on my calculation, 9 minutes, where Mr. Green was left alone. And then when he wasn't left alone and he tried to get over onto his side, another trooper pushed him down using his foot against the lower back and buttocks of Mr. Green. And I didn't understand that. There was absolutely no reason for that. Under no circumstances, Mr. Green had been drugged by his ankle shackles. That was malicious, sadistic, completely unnecessary. And the officer that did it's going to have to be held accountable.
Now the clip that I was actually sent 2 clips on this situation. The first one was, I think, 14 minutes. This one was like a little bit under 3 minutes. This is why I tell other content creators there are deeper conversations to be had. This is why I believe that men should be men and have the conversations that actually matter. There are a lot of young men who face this type of scrutiny, this type of rhetoric, that have to deal with these type of police officers out there in the world, in the United States right now, and have no guidance, no leadership, no protection, no role models. And when they come across your videos, okay, they are full of jokes, they are full of disrespect, they are bashing black women, they're talking about the black community, they're downing other black men. There's no solution. So that brings me to the topic at hand. Men wanting to see other men win. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna forgive you, but I won't forget. So let me point out some things in regards to the Kwame Brown and Low Key for Life, or whatever it case may be. I told Low Key for Life, I said, man, sometimes when you get an opportunity to speak, you have to say what it is that you mean the first time. You're not gonna get 100 times to say what you should have said the first time. You have to articulate it, you have to be powerful, you have to be direct, and you have to be confident. You can't joke your way into success. You know, unless you're a comedian, you can't joke your way into solution. And I think the problem is that we demand respect, we demand solutions, we demand leadership, we demand answers, but we don't have the patience to do what we need to do as men to talk to other men. I think that's the issue that we're having. We're facing a lot. In today's society, we are facing a lot. A lot of people are saying that, you know, men should be men. And the thing about it is, man, when you don't have male role models, when you don't have people actually showing you how to be a man, you find out how to be a man through trial and error. And some people just never find out. It's just a bunch of trial and a bunch of error, and there's no solution on this is what a real man is. If you talk to a lot of men, a lot of people will give you the scenario of this is what a man is. This is what a man is. And when you go a little bit further down the road and you talk to somebody else, they'll give you the scenario of this is what a man is. So is there a real specific outline on what men is now, or what men are? So my thought process is this: we talk about men being protectors, men being providers, and men being role models. But you know what we never say? Men should be patient. Men should use common sense. Men should not let their ego control how they react to simplistic situations. Men should know their love languages. Men should know how to build. Like, for some reason, that conversation or the attributes to that conversation never come about. And we love to give titles, but we never love to give examples. There are not a lot of examples of what men should be, what men should do. There's a lot of conversation, there's a lot of finger pointing, there's a lot of blaming, there's a lot of deflecting, but there's not a lot of building. And my thought process to you guys is that when you grow up in communities where you feel like, you know, there are men that are around, there are men that are present, but they don't care about teaching the youth anything. They don't care about telling them or asking them, what are your short-term and long-term goals? What do you want to accomplish in life? What it is about the repeated cycle of that generational curse. Well, hey, I smoke weed, so I'm gonna teach you how to sell weed. I'm gonna teach you how to buy weed. I'm gonna teach you how to roll weed up and smoke weed and how cool it looks. Like, I'm going to teach you how to stay in this generational curse. I'm not going to teach you how to escape it. So we're not going to talk about credit. We're not going to talk about buying homes. We're not going to talk about respecting women. We're not going to talk about going to school and get an education. We ain't going to talk about it. What we're going to do is we're going to talk about all the things that are dysfunctional. A lot of people right now have a lot of men, a lot of people with penises around them and around their children, and expecting some type of manly behavior, expecting some type of phenomenal reaction to what it is that they want out of a man. Protectors, providers, and role models. Sounds good. It's catchy. It's catchy. But when given the opportunity, who are you protecting? What are you providing? And who are you a role model for? I guess depending on where you live at, what your standards and morals are, that depicts on who you choose and what you choose to promote. Man, I just see a lot of men, and I'm gonna be honest with you, they're failures. It's not just because they ain't got good credit. It's not just because they ain't had a great relationships with themselves, their siblings, their children. It's not that. It's because that they feel like having a real conversation is not necessary. Doing the right thing is not necessary. A lot of people kind of stuck in that rat race of, I'll let them figure it out. And a lot of people, a lot of men, a lot of grown men have been doing just that, trying to figure it out. How is that working out for you? And this is the guidance, you know what I'm saying, and the tough love that I've been kind of giving to a lot of these content creators. It's cool that you have a platform to kind of talk and spew and promote and whatever it is that you call your channel. But at the end of the day, and not even at the end of the day, but when it's time for the real conversation, it's like I sit back, you know what I'm saying? We got all of the drama, we got all of the hypeness and the jokes and this and the cracks and the savagery and then when you wait for that real stuff, when it's time for the main event, for some reason you never get it. You never get the real dialogue. You never get the real conversation. You never get to the point where there are now solutions. We talk about problems all day. Baby mamas, child support, police brutality, this, that, this. We talk about everything except what we should be doing. Come on, grown man. Let me talk to y'all for a minute. Come on, bro. Come on. Let's have a seat, man. Let's have a powwow, a chit chat. And this is not, again, it's not to bash nobody, but I just see a lot of nothingness. I see a lot of nothingness. Like, here's the thing. If we are all men, you know what I'm saying, regardless of the color, the nationality, the creed, we are all men, and we are all here to do our job. Whatever you feel our job is. And we're all men, and we're here to do our job. My question is, if we moving, if we're on the same, we all got on the same jerseys. We are all males with penises. And we all have this obligation, this responsibility. My thought process is, shouldn't it be looking like we moving in the same direction? If I'm playing football, should you be playing basketball? If we playing basketball, should you be playing hockey? Like, my thought process is, if we're men with penises and we're supposed to be protectors, providers, and role models, shouldn't we all be on the same team? This might be a little bit, I know it might be, this might not be a conversation. If it's not, y'all can keep on moving. That's fine. It's going to resonate with somebody. It's going to resonate with somebody. But it's like, I feel like these conversations need to be had because, again, I'm sitting down and we getting the appetizer. We getting the appetizer. Whoa, okay. Okay, good stuff. You know what I'm saying? All right, or salad. Okay, all right, cool. All right. Little soup. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Okay, start the drink. All right, cool. And now we're just ready for that main course. We ready for that main course. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, okay, tuck your, you know what I'm saying? Tuck, get your napkin, tuck it in and all that good stuff, whatever. Shut up in the seat, wipe your mouth, you ready? The waiter comes out with the, you know what I'm saying, with the tray and the cover on it or whatever case, it puts it in front of you. You feeling yourself, you like, look at me. I mean, it's big and shiny. Everybody looking and shit. Oh, you about to get the meal. You didn't opt in for the meal. Man, I opt in for the meal. So they come and sit it down in front of you, okay? You get your fork, you get your knife, and they uncover it. It ain't nothing on the motherfucking plate. You've been waiting all that time. You done waited through the jokes. You done waited through the blaming. You done waited through the deflecting. You done waited through the entire conversation, and nothing came out of it. No solutions, no building, no providing, no protecting, no role model, no nothing. All you had was a bunch of men with penises joking on one another. All you had a bunch of men with penises clowning and disrespecting and deflecting, provided no solutions, talked about nothing that was relevant, provided no end state, provided nothing that was relevant for you to come back to your family, your friends, your household, your coworkers, for yourself. Nothing. And they feel like they've done something magnificent. They feel like they should be getting a standing ovation and people should root and cheer them on. That their content matters. It's what's needed. When you have black men getting drugged and hung and disrespected, and it's not just because they've done something wrong. It's not because they're criminals. It's just because they're black men. Now, I listen to the Cynthia G's and I listen to the Tanya TKOs and other women who kind of sit down and make sure that they have these stories that predicate black men ain't doing what they supposed to do. And a lot of times, you know what I'm saying, you want to give pushback because, of course, as a black man, you want to say, hey, look, that's not all. That might be some, but that's not all. But the all should outweigh the few. The many should outweigh the few. And my issue is that we never hear the good news stories. We never get to the good news stories. We never get to the black men that are doing what they're supposed to do. And my thing about it is, isn't it our responsibility to promote one another? Isn't it our responsibility to build one another, to talk to one another, to teach one another, to lead one another? But for some reason, that's not popular. For some reason, if I am not one of those men who sit around other men and say, well, black women are to blame for my actions. If I'm not one of those guys, I can't fit in this group, right? If I'm not one of those guys that say, well, all black women and women in general are queens and goddesses and this, the sun, the moon, the earth, and the stars, and I walk on I hang off every word and let me spend every dollar I got on you to promote you. So if I'm not a simp and I don't gaslight, I can't fit into that narrative. Okay, got it. So where are the men who are men? Like, you don't need to throw beta, you don't need to throw alpha, but where are the men who are men? And my question to you guys is, we're so busy worried about what group you fit in, what title you have, versus what your actions actually do. What do your actions actually do? What do you actually represent? What is your actual character? And that's what I'm saying with these content creators. It's very interesting to me when they are speaking about certain things. It's like it leaves you scratching your head like, okay, well, what's your solutions? Well, I'm glad you asked. My solutions, I feel like men should work together. I don't feel like it should be a partial. I don't feel like it should be a maybe we'll get to it. Maybe we'll think about it. I think that men should work together. I think that when you have a platform, regardless of who you are and where you come from, that there are important things to talk about. Now, somebody would say, well, how can you tell another man what's important to him? I don't want to tell any man what's important to them. I'm telling you that there are things happening in the United States of America that if you are a certain color, if you live in a certain environment, and if you don't have the resources that's needed, it's going to affect you. So that is something that you need to talk about. That's what's important. That's what's important. So if you are a rich tycoon that's black that lives in Beverly Hills, and you think, hey, for some reason when I go down here this back road, or I go visit over here, and those men don't know that you're a rich black tycoon that lives in Beverly Hills, they're gonna treat you like this urban guy that lives over here with the bad credit. And then you get that dose of reality, and now you want to say Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter. But before, you didn't care about black lives. You never talked about anything about black lives. You never had a conversation about police brutality or systematic racism or fathers being in a home. It wasn't until it knocked at your doorstep, it crawled in your window, it affected you personally. And my thing about it is, in order to combat something, sometimes you have to be proactive instead of reactive. To me, that's a whole lot of Black Lives Matter. Being reactive to a whole lot of stuff. Let me get to these comments. Salute to everybody in the chat right now. Let me see. Let me rewind a little bit. Rodney, I see you. Let me see here. I feel the judges need to be removed ASAP. Yes, that situation that I played. Crystal, I see you. It's been a minute. Yes, I played a situation from a gentleman, I don't recall his name right now, but was in Louisiana, who was tased, beat up, dragged, and killed, and was said that he died on impact from a car chase. And listening to the video, the body cams or whatever, what the police said happened versus what really happened is a tragedy. It's an absolute travesty. So I feel like we would be remiss as black men and men in general not to address that. But I think that a lot of people feel like, you know what I'm saying, they would rather joke, they would rather bash, they would rather do all of these other things, you know, to make a buck on social media versus talking about a real situation. And I'm telling you right now, that situation could be you. You could be the man screaming and pleading and begging for your life, and hoping that somebody on social media takes time to come off their high horse, come on down off the hill and say, you know what, man, there are better topics we could be talking about. There are better things that we could be addressing. There are more solutions that we can be developing. But for some reason, it's a lot of jokes and gimmicks. It's a lot of bashing. It's a lot of finger pointing, but it's not a lot of togetherness. I don't want to be a part of your clique. I don't need to be a part of your crew. That's not what real men do. Men can stand on their own 10 toes, 2 feet, and give direction, give motivation, give drive, help people with not only self-initiative, but learn how to self-respect and know their worth. The issue is a lot of men don't know their worth. A lot of men don't know their worth. And we've been missing the opportunity to teach them. We've been missing the opportunity to build them. We've been missing the opportunity to love and respect them. A lot of disrespect going on YouTube. A lot of disrespect going on social media. Nobody cares about anybody. Everybody is trying to get it, chasing a bag. Man, a lot of people talk about chasing a bag, and for some reason, they never catch up to their bag. For some reason, they never quite get down the road to where the bag at. They pointing in a direction, they screaming and hollering, they got all the swag, they got all the chains and the hair and all of the conversation you can ever have, but for some reason they never get to the bag. So you spend your life chasing a bag you never catch up to, but you telling everybody you chasing your bag, you got money, you all on Instagram, you showing your stimulus check. You ain't investing nothing. You're gonna spend it on them rims. As soon as you log out, you're gonna log into buying rims, log into buying some weed, log into a next party, log into the next turn up. There's a generational curse going on, and ain't nobody seeing it. Nobody talking about it. Sometimes I log into other content creators and I'm like, wow, you know, they're really saying something. They really have a message. But it can't be every 6 months. Can't be every 6 months. You know, your message needs to be consistent. People need to understand what you stand on and what you stand for. And when they don't have that meaning and that understanding, they're going to confuse you. I don't want you to confuse who I am. So let me explain to you exactly what this is. When I talk about tough love, when I say the meaning of tough love, it is not to say, let's find some people to drag. Let's find some people to disrespect. Let's find some people to point the blame and deflect. That's not what it's about. This is about saying, we have an issue, Houston. We have a problem, and we can't fix it without you. We can't fix it without the MVPs, the star players, which is you. We need to sit down. We need to talk. Now, this is a difference because you notice I'm not addressing women right now. I truly believe that women are tired of hearing men address them. Men don't need to address women. Let women do what women need to do. Men need to get their shit together. I'm not trying to teach you how to be a woman. That's not my job. Okay? That's not my job. My job is to be the leader, the protector, the provider, the role model. It's not to teach you how to be a woman. It's not about telling you how to dress, telling you how to talk, telling you not to twerk, telling you not to be No. There's a lane. There's a lane. And I believe that if men act accordingly, men gather up men, men speak to men, men function with men, and we say, yo, bro, let's get on code. Let's get on code. Let's do what we need to do. They'll come. What is it? They will come. They will come. Let us do what we need to do. The issue is, man, like who's really out there that people are promoting? These are men we can follow. These are men that we can applaud, we can appreciate. The issue is that the fuck boys get more recognition than the real men. Houston, we got a problem. I'm about to piss somebody off. The fuck boys get more recognition than the real men. Oh yeah. The fuck boys get more recognition. We're going to give them 100,000, 200,000, 300,000, 500,000 subscribers to hear them talk about a bunch of nothing. But if you're talking real, I don't know. Houston, we got a problem. I don't care if you have 1 subscriber or 1 million subscribers. The fact of the matter is, let's talk about character. Let's really talk about integrity. Let's really talk about what message are you sending to people. See, here's the thing. I know as a man, if I sit on social media and I bash black women, and that is my go-to, that is my niche. Well, the question is, why as a man do you need to address women? When there's so many men that we know for a fact are growing up without fathers because they're being birthed into a single parent household. Stop me when I'm wrong. So if anybody needs guidance, especially if you're a man, any black man or any man in America can tell you, especially in black communities, that those young boys don't have a lot of guidance. So why as a fucking black man would you sit down and say, let me address women? Why wouldn't you want to help fucking men? Why wouldn't you want to help develop young boys? Why are you so busy trying to tell women, fix your crown, queen? So you realize that there is a imbalance in young black boys having leadership, young black boys having role models, young black boys not having father figures that are readily available to be protectors, leaders, and providers. You realize this as a grown ass man. And you would rather sit online and talk about women empower women, bash other black men. Bruh, y'all tripping right now. Y'all tripping. The things that we support, the things that we say are reasonable, the things that we say we understand, we appreciate. Why would there be any man that sits here and says, well, let me tell all the women to fix their crown? Bro, let me tell you something. There are so many men out there with crooked crowns that should be kings, that should carry themselves accordingly, that should know how to tie ties and do interviews and speak with some type of confidence, that can't speak with confidence because they don't know how to be confident unless they saying, I'm drunk, I'm high, I'm in a gang. I'm drunk, I'm high, I'm in a gang. I know I'm talking to somebody and this is resonating with somebody, but let me talk to the naysayers real quick. Let me talk to the haters real quick. Come here, come here, come here, come here, come here, come here, come on, come on. Listen to me. I realize your favorite content creator don't care anything about building the youth, don't care anything about black men, black women, black community, about men, about America, about the LGBTQ community, about that community, about that. They don't care about nothing. All it's about cracking jokes, bashing, deflecting. That's all they care about. I get it. This ain't the channel for you, but you can stay. This ain't what you want, but this probably what you need to hear. Because at some point in time, you're going to find yourself in a situation where you're going to wish somebody took the time to give you the solutions on how to get out of it. Whether a personal or professional situation. Or it may be a situation where, officer, why are you stopping me today? And because you didn't have anybody with the intestinal fortitude, right, with the common sense to say, instead of getting loud with this person, instead of disrespecting this person, turn on your recorder. Don't do no sudden moves. Make sure your seatbelt is on. Make sure before you get in the car, your license and registration and driver's license are all readily available. Make sure that when you drive and your seat ain't all the way in the back and your head is not looking out the driver's side window is looking out the back window. They never groomed you for success. They never groomed you for success. Oh, and all the while you got kids in the back. You don't clean out your car, so you got beer bottles in it, open containers. Your cousin just jumped in. Some of his weed, his packs and fell out. You don't know because you don't clean out the car anyway. Listening to the most vulgar music you could listen to. Cops done pulled you over. The smart thing to do is to turn down the music. Cops come. They tell you to turn out the music. Oh, what the fuck I gotta turn on my music for? You think you run shit. But there's a lot of content creators. There's a lot of time you spend listening to people tell you nothing. How to build nothing. How to get through nothing. They teach you how to hate people who look like you. They teach you how to hate people who are the opposite gender of you. They teach you how to hate people that belong to certain communities. So you hate black people, you hate gay people, you hate white people, you hate Asian people, you hate. And at some point in time, we are saying that's something to be proud of. That's something we can build. Bruh. And then we're going as far as to say that's entertainment. That's some scary ass entertainment. That's some scary entertainment that's going to affect you and your children at some point in time. Mark my words. It's going to affect you or your children at some point in time. And some people are saying, you know what? I wish somebody would. I wish somebody would. The thing about it is, you better hope that when it affects you, you're in a position to combat it. You're in a position to propel whatever it is Because if you not, then that's gonna be your ass. I think we need to expect more from people. We need to demand more from people. I think that if you have a voice, it should be a voice to build and not just tear down. Now, there's one thing to bring things to the light, and I understand that everybody has a different calling, a different narrative or whatever, and a lot of people don't use, just because you have a voice, don't mean you're going to use that voice to build people up. I get it. I understand. I understand that. It doesn't mean I'm going to sit here and say kumbaya and think positive and all the other stuff. I get it and I understand. My thought process is this. If you don't do it, promote somebody who does. If that's not your cup of tea, that's fine. But promote somebody who does, because it's important. It's important to say, be strong as a man, right? Be confident as a woman, right? Raise your children accordingly, right? It's important that people hear and know that that's of your character. That you bout that life. They can't just see that, you know what I'm saying, you hate black men and you hate black women. You hate the black community, or you hate. Because if that's what you're promoting online, what are you promoting in real life? I truly believe some of these social media warriors that say they hate, you can't be doing that in real life. Because if you're doing that in real life, you hiding in real life. You can't be living your best life in real life, walking around talking about, you see somebody gay, I'm gonna disrespect you. You see a black man, I'm gonna disrespect you. You see a black woman, I'm gonna disrespect you. Because they ain't gonna have it. Somebody gonna whoop your ass. Somebody gonna put hands, feet, and knees on your ass. All of that loud, ratchet, emotional aggression that you have on social media, somebody gonna hurt you in real life. So my question to you guys is, either the people that promote that, they're hiding, they got bodyguards, or they only come out at nighttime in all black and drive straight to wherever they're going and straight back. Because in real life, somebody would hurt you. But those are the people with the most followers. Those are the people that they have applauding, screaming that this is entertainment. This is what we want to see. We want to see black men go at it. We want to see it. We want to see black men talk about black women. We want to see it. We want to see black women downgrade black men. This is what we want to see. This is real life entertainment. And you watch this in front of your children. You watch this in front of your significant others. You watch this with your homeboys, your homegirls. You listen to it while you're driving, and you constantly feed yourself this negativity, and you call it entertainment. And your children, they don't know how to differentiate between the two. So they start promoting it in real life. They start now going out and saying the things that they're hearing, that you're listening to. And now you're wondering why they're getting into all these fights, why they got a group of people over here ready to whoop their ass. Because in real life, there's real life consequences. This is why it's so important that when you have the Kwame Browns and the Low Keys and all these, the Cynthia G's and all these content creators, why it's so important to make sure that our message is sound, to make sure that we are sending a message that vibrates at a high level and not just on a low stream. What are we building? What are we trying to make happen? What is the end state? Because if it's all about a dollar, and it's all in the name of entertainment, well, when does it stop? How far does entertainment go? To the purge? We ain't gonna stop till we get to a purge. Let me check my comments real quick. Mike! This past weekend, I learned a very important lesson on forgiveness at 39 years old. Praise God. Yes, man. And, you know, I think that people need to understand that a lot of people go through a lot of stuff, and they tend to provide a level of forgiveness, a level of peace, so that way that negativity don't live and harbor in their minds. But they don't forget what happened. And I think a lot of people feel like, well, you said you forgive me, so you should allow me to do certain things. You'll never get that close to me again. Friend or foe, naysayer, enemy, hater, whatever you want to call yourself, I'll never let you into my space again. You see what I'm saying? Because when you had it, you didn't appreciate it. When you had it, you misused it. You misjudged it. So since you've taken advantage of me, I'm going to do this for my peace of mind. Not for yours, but for mine. I forgive you. I forgive you. I'm not going to let you rent emotions in my mind for free. I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to say, I understand that what happened, especially to me, that involved me, my time, my money, my effort, my energy. I understand what happened to me was wrong, and I understand that instead of holding this guilt, or instead of holding these grudges, I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna let it go because I'm working on a better me, and a better me doesn't allow me to hold on to grudges from somebody else. I'm gonna use that negative energy. I'm going to use that negative space, and I'm going to fill it with positive love. I'm going to fill it with positive tranquility. I'm going to do something to level up for real, to manifest for real. And a lot of people feel like, well, how can you forgive someone who's done you wrong? And if you forgive someone, you might as well just forget what happened. I don't think you should forget a lesson. You don't forget a lesson. You walk down the street and somebody, you walking with your headphones, you mind your business or whatever, and somebody runs up on you, whatever, and sticks something in your bag and say, hey, run me your shoes. You wasn't paying attention. You was in your own little world, your own little zone. Hey, had you been looking around, you could have seen that, hey, that person and his homeboy or whatever case may be, they was already checking you out or whatever case may be. Like, you learned the lesson. Yeah, I could be mad at them for robbing me and taking my sneakers, or I could be, concerned with myself. Like, hey, what lesson did I learn? I learned I need to be self-aware where I'm at. What neighborhood am I at? What time of night? What am I wearing? Like, you need to be self-aware. The fact of the matter is, a lot of people go through stuff, especially as victims. Now, there are some things that happen, again, that are travesties, and that's not your fault. You just was there. Like when you're getting abused as anything, any type of abuse, whether physical, emotional, whatever. Some things happen, especially as a child, that you can't stop because somebody decided they wanted to do something to you. And I totally understand that. Right? And the only lesson to be learned from that is how long you're going to let that hinder you from getting over it. And again, no one can tell you how to get over some traumas you never get over. Some traumas you never get over. But this is what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, let's just say you were in a relationship. You come back and you see your girlfriend, in the bed, and she's cheating or whatever the case be. That's the kind of level that I'm talking about. Now, some people might say, you know what, I'm going to forgive her. I'm not going to stay with her. I'm not going to talk to her and deal with it, but I'm not going to hold that and harbor that in my mind and heart. I'm going to fill it up. Either I'm going to fill it up with someone else that's better, or I'm going to take some time and get to know me. But see, here's the thought process, and I'm going to spin this another way for you guys. I'm going to spin this another way, okay? Check this out. So, here's the narrative. Suppose she cheated on you because you wasn't consistent. Suppose she cheated on you because you were verbally or physically or mentally abusive. Suppose she cheated on you because you stayed in the strip club. You never gave her any compliments. You never was intimate with her. Right. Lessons learned. She cheated on you, so of course now your friends are around. She cheated on you, man. Fuck that bitch. No. But you're not gonna tell them, hey, listen, she cheated on me, man, because I was beating her up. She cheated on me, man, because I never was intimate and I never supported her. We don't ask for details. We don't help people heal. We don't want to find out all sides of the story. So that's what I'm saying. When you talk about forgiving but not forgetting, and that's a concept, but also the lessons learned. The lessons learned from that situation. What did you learn? And then what part did you play? When we talk about this low-key T for life against the Kwame Brown bus piece, my piece is this, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you get an opportunity to have a conversation. Have the conversation. That's what men do. Have the conversation. When you skip over the conversation, run past the conversation, ignore the conversation, team up, double up, scream, disrespect, deflect, bash, you do all of these things except have the conversation that weighs in on your character and who you are. Some people feel like in order for them to win in a conversation, they have to stack the deck against you. They have to build everyone else, the audience, the naysayers, the haters. They have to build everyone against you in order to have a conversation with you. To me, that's weak. That's weak. That's people who don't understand the value of a real conversation and promoting real solutions. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to get out of here. I'm hoping that you guys get something from this. Remember, people are going to forgive, but they're not going to forget. They're not going to want to forget because there are lessons learned in that situation that's either going to better them or to, one, keep them from being hurt again. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't like to waste their time. They don't like to give people opportunities to hurt them, to disrespect them, to abuse them again. So if you're one of those people out there that you feel that, yeah, I joked on you and I disrespected you and I did this and I did this to you, and you feel like people should say, well, give me another chance. You're not owed another chance. You need to earn another chance. And you do that by being sincere and being genuine, actually having the integrity that you say you promote. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Tough Love. I am Mario J. Until next time, man, y'all be safe, stay humble, stay motivated and empowered, but most of all, be blessed. Peace.